Hi, family. I was looking at some of the MAGA people that are losing their minds, because they voted. They voted for this guy, um, Cheetos King, because they honestly felt that he was going to look out for their cause, especially white supremacy, right? And it's it's not funny, but it is funny, because they honestly, you hear them say over and over again, I never thought that he was going to do this to people that look like me, people like me, you know, and these are European Americans, right? That are, they're losing their mind. And it never dawned on them, the media and a lot of, these so-called supremacists, I call them dipremacists, you know, honestly wanted to, not wanted to, they have, you know, um, made it their business to talk down about blacks, about Latinos, about us being the ones who are the main people on welfare and food stamps. You know what I mean? And it's like, it never dawned on them that the number of people that receive food stamps is, I believe it's like 70 to 80% white, well, European Americans, right? Because all these little towns throughout the United States, right? Every state probably has a minimum of about 50 or more little towns throughout their state. Some have probably up to close to a few hundred of them, all right, throughout all of the United States. And the majority of them, they're on welfare and they receive food stamps and every other type of government program, including the American Care Act, aka Obamacare, right? You know, but these people are, I voted for him and I never thought he was going to do this to us. And they losing their mind. Mad as hell. And they just cannot believe that he didn't give a damn about them. And hey, African Americans told everyone, we have lived this thing for so long. You can't trick us. We've been tricked many of times. Sooner or later, you're going to have to wake up. And I pray that this is a wake up call for all these white supremacists. Because what you wanted was to see us suffer. You wanted to see, especially blacks, but you wanted to see anybody who was not what y'all call white, which y'all ain't even white, you know, European American. If you wasn't a European American, you felt it was funny, gave you something to brag about, made you feel, better than. And the reality is, when it comes to begging and mooching off the system, you're at the top of the line. And it's you guys that's suffering more. See, we've suffered for over 400 years in this country. Latinos just getting a little drop of what we've been through, right? It's not about race, it's about class, as I always say. But, people always get tricked into thinking that You know, if they just turn against the African Americans, they're going to win the support of the almighty whitey, right? You know, and it's like that shit don't work. I mean, right now, whites, you look, European Americans of upper class don't give a damn about anybody middle class on down. If you ain't got no mega millions, you understand, you're nothing. You're absolutely nothing. You know, and a part of me, like, it's just innate in me and people like me to feel for other people. You know, to see other people suffer is something that we want to go in and help. It's in our nature, you know. But on this go round, I pray that the rest of us sit back and let them feel. Let them feel what they voted for. Let them experience just a little bit of what we've been through for 400 years. Hell, at least they don't have to go to work and starve. We had to work and starve. You understand? So, there's something to be said. You know, like if you're a poor man, regardless of a woman, if you're a poor man or woman, regardless of what your culture or your race is, you understand? It's about unity for all. Get off of this here illusion and this fantasy that you've been fed, poor European Americans, that you're better than the best of an African American. The poorest, people that are European American are taught that you're better than the best of an African American. That's a damn lie. And a lot of you know that. But you know what? For a long time, this country has supported you in that illusion. And now the bubble has been burst. You know what I mean? It's like I heard somebody say, here you got a dude, you got people with maybe 5 or 6 teeth in their mouth campaigning and fighting for some guy and defending some guy, some guy that's got 5 or 6 yachts. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wake up. Wake up. If there's anything, if America's ever going to be great, because it's never been great, is when poor European Americans get a half a brain and figure out you ain't won in none of this here. A lot of y'all have had a 400-year start and you're still, dirt poor, funky, and just as raggedy, and your homes is just as funky and raggedy as as if it was 400 years ago. Not a damn thing changed except the illusion in your mind that's been built on all this time. Hopefully we can pull together and then make America great, because it's never been great. Never been great, But yeah, feel it, like we got this saying, feel me? Yeah. So I ask you, European Americans, got a little bit of, you feel me? You feel me? Peace.